I like Canelo a lot, but I like Crawford more. I like Crawford.
I mean, I think you can put Crawford in any position, and man, for some way he knows how to figure it out to get out.
In the latest buzz, boxing legend Teddy Atlas has made a bold prediction. Terence Crawford will knock out Canelo Alvarez. That's a statement with weight, and as the boxing world waits, here's an in-depth breakdown of the analysis behind each perspective. Let's unpack the reasoning and see why this fight is shaping up to be unforgettable.
I like Canelo a lot, but I like Crawford more. I like Crawford.
Teddy Atlas opens by acknowledging Canelo's greatness, but immediately makes his position clear. He believes Crawford has that extra edge. It's not disrespect. He just genuinely sees Crawford as having a superior mix of skill, intelligence, and timing that tilts the scales in his favor. When someone as experienced as Atlas picks Crawford, it's not hype. It reflects a deep analysis of fight strategy and fighting soul. He admires Canelo, but he's betting on Crawford's overall toolkit, and that says a lot coming from a mentor known for his sharp eye.
And what he wants his way is to do whatever he can to guarantee the best you can to have an exciting.
Teddy then shifts to the promotional aspect, highlighting how fight organizers like Turki Al-Sheikh are aiming for spectacle. They're banking on both skill and excitement. That external pressure producing a knockout performance is what fuels both fighters. Teddy suggests that Crawford thrives in high-stakes environments where explosive moments matter. He's one of those fighters who bring out fireworks when the lights are brightest. And the man behind the fight? He's pulling every lever to make sure those moments happen.
That it's gonna be a great fight, and two of the best are fighting the best.
Podcast commentator Anthony Razwa chimes in, calling this clash a great fight. His perspective reinforces the fundamental truth of boxing. When two of the best face off, the result is instantly must-see. It's not just a matchup, it's a moment. His belief that both fighters are elite tells us how deep the talent pool is in this fight and how every round is set to be thrilling.
I mean, I think you can put Crawford in any position, and man, for some way he knows how to figure it out to get out.
Anthony goes deeper, analyzing Crawford's adaptability. Put him in any tricky scenario and he'll find a way out. That's not just confidence talking, it's a testament to Crawford's boxing IQ and composure. It's hard to plan for, hard to counter, and means that Canelo can't rely solely on power. There's always a plan B and probably C built into Bud's approach. That kind of baseline makes him a nightmare matchup.
See, that's the scariest thing for me, because he got so much dog in him.
He doubles down, calling the unpredictability the scariest thing about Crawford. A fighter who can pivot mid-fight, dig deep, and keep coming, that's a champion's hallmark. This mental tenacity combined with skill gives Bud a real chance at catching Canelo off guard. Because unlike many fighters who crumble under pressure, Bud thrives.
Canelo.
Being stubborn and
trying to make a point.
Because he's that type of dude. He'll get down with you in a heartbeat.
Anthony warns that Crawford's stubbornness isn't reckless, it's fearless confidence in action. He won't shy away from making statements or shifting momentum mid-fight. That's exactly the kind of mindset you want when facing someone like Canelo. He's not just fighting, you get the sense he's on a mission to prove something, and that dog in him may be what separates mere contenders from legends.
That dog is gonna be there, and he understands that he has to be smart.
Anthony from the Porterway podcast continues unpacking Crawford's mindset, saying he's the type of fighter who's stubborn enough to get down with anyone in a heartbeat. What he's really describing here is that inner grit, something you can't teach in the gym. It's not just about reflexes or punch combinations, it's about being willing to go to war if the moment calls for it. Crawford's not afraid to abandon a game plan and brawl if it means proving a point or taking control of the ring. That's dangerous, not just for Canelo, but for anyone standing across from him. Because when a fighter is that confident in his own chaos, he becomes unpredictable. Canelo may be the king of patience and power, but Crawford brings a psychological edge that's impossible to measure until that bell rings. It's heart versus heritage, and Bud's coming to test both.
With this one specifically, it ain't just about being smart. he knows he has to look like he's never looked before.
Sean Porter enters the conversation, echoing a recurring theme. The dog is going to be there. And make no mistake, coming from someone who's fought the elite, this isn't just praise, it's a forecast. Porter knows firsthand what Crawford brings when things get uncomfortable. He's seen him stay composed, stay vicious, and stay smart all at once. That combination, when activated, is what gives Crawford a real shot at not just surviving, but dominating. Porter also knows Canelo will bring his power and experience into the ring, but he's confident Crawford will bring his own unique weapon, relentless mental focus with a side of pure grit. When that switch flips, there's no turning it off. Porter isn't just talking about a fight, he's describing an eruption. And if that side of Bud shows up from the opening bell, Canelo may be dealing with more than just a smaller guy moving up. He's facing a full-blown storm.
Because again, if he doesn't and he beats Canelo, everybody's just gonna say, well, that's Crawford.
Sean builds on this by reminding everyone Crawford knows he has to look different in this fight, not just win, look different. There's pressure on Crawford to not only defeat Canelo, but to do it in a way that erases doubt. That's what separates good performances from legendary ones, and Crawford knows that. He's not walking into this thinking his resume guarantees him legacy. He knows this is the final chapter that can write him into boxing immortality. Sean is speaking as a former opponent and current analyst. Crawford will have to dig deeper than ever, sharpen every tool, and show things the world hasn't seen yet. Why? Because beating Canelo on points won't be enough to sway the crowd or the critics. He has to dominate, dazzle, and leave no questions behind. This fight demands everything from Bud, and he's preparing like that's exactly what he intends to give.
So I think he knows that this is the performance of a lifetime and everything has to look right. He knows in order for it to look right, he can't just go out there and let the dog go. The dog is, you got to work his way up to
The conversation takes a raw turn when Sean says if Crawford doesn't show the performance of a lifetime, it'll just be chalked up as, well, that's Crawford. That's how high the bar is. Because Bud has made brilliance look normal. He's been so dominant that fans expect greatness. But against Canelo, expectations rise. Now he has to not only beat a bigger, more seasoned fighter, but do so in a way that disrupts how fans remember Canelo's career. It's not enough to win. He has to win with authority, with clarity. Sean is essentially saying Crawford doesn't just need to be great, he needs to look great too. And for that to happen, Bud must balance intelligence and aggression perfectly. That's where the tension lies. If he goes in just to brawl, he risks danger. But if he's too cautious, the crowd won't buy in. It's a delicate tightrope, and Crawford knows he can't afford to slip. Porter doubles down, highlighting that this fight isn't just about letting the dog out, it's about letting it out right. That timing, knowing when to push, when to bait, when to counter, is what will separate this fight from any other on Crawford's resume. Sean knows that if Bud tries to impose himself too early, he could fall into Canelo's trap. But if he waits too long, Canelo could rack up points and momentum. That timing? This is what makes this fight chess, not checkers. Bud needs to earn the crowd, earn the judges, and earn the moment, all without losing himself in the pressure. So the challenge isn't just physical, it's tactical. It's about getting to the right moment and then unleashing hell. If he does that right, we may witness something truly historic, because in this kind of fight, precision matters just as much as power.
It was great to be around this. There's great mutual respect for each other. Neither of them is going to be able to leave a stone unturned in camp. It's going to be a testing fight.
Gareth A. Davies brings a broader view into the ring. Mutual respect. He highlights what most of us miss in the pre-fight noise. These are two professionals who aren't underestimating each other, and that's what makes the fight even more dangerous. Because when both camps respect the other's abilities, you get a fight where neither cuts corners. Gareth is saying this is going to be the most tested either man has been in years. Crawford will face elite power and ring IQ at a weight he's never competed in. Canelo will face elite movement, speed, and precision that might resemble a younger version of himself. That means every minute of camp, every sparring round, every drill, they all matter. No one's sleeping on the other. That's rare in a fight of this magnitude. This is going to be a war of preparation before it becomes a war of fists, and we, the fans, get front row seats to all of it. As we move closer to fight night, one thing becomes increasingly clear. This isn't just a clash of two generational talents. It's a collision of legacies, styles, and mentalities. From Teddy Atlas boldly predicting a knockout to seasoned fighters like Sean Porter and Anthony breaking down the mindset and grit Crawford brings, this fight has all the makings of a modern classic. The pressure is enormous for both sides. Crawford carries the burden of size, history, and expectation. Canelo shoulders the weight of his own legacy and a fan base demanding dominance. Yet through it all, there's one thing everyone agrees on. This fight will test every inch of their greatness. It's not just about belts or bragging rights. It's about who walks into that ring and leaves as the undeniable face of boxing's modern era. Stay tuned, because Box Eye Hub will be with you every step of the way, breaking it all down, punch by punch. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Box IUB for one destination for boxing insight, analysis, and storytelling.